Small, freed up in the corner. Off the mark, no good. Nice board by Hansberry off the window.
John so good around the rim. A freshman has that soft touch around the basket. Great control there on the lob.
Hansberry. West Virginia picked to finish last in the Big 12, or excuse me, 13th in the Big 12 this season. I've exceeded expectations, and that breaks a scoring drought of almost 4 minutes.
Much needed basket. Taylor able to knock it down. 30% from beyond the arc.
Small, showing the skills passing. Hansberry.
Just making all the right reads.
8th turnover for UCF. Back to Small, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Still got 3 minutes left here in the first half. Harris activates, puts it in drive, drops it off, and a nice... Johnson says, don't forget about me around and out. UCF has had some chances to cut even more into that lead.
Yeah, 2 pretty good looks from 3. Hall had a little bit of a mismatch inside that time as well that they could have tried to expose.
19 points for Small. Oh, huge three.
Short shot clock here now for West Virginia. They got to be aware of it.
3 seconds. Yesufu inside. Oh, strong take, Hansberry. A scoring drought for West Virginia, which we talked about today with Coach DeVries at practice, and you and I talked about offline prior to the game. These have come frequently for this team. Hansberry stops.
Drought for West Virginia. Wally in the pocket pass. Asar left it short. And gathered by West Virginia and Hansberry.
West Virginia has such active hands. A great job in position, but once they're there, they're great active hands.
Hansberry driving the closeout.
Having fun with this.
Gabe and Mason have both talked about the little moments this year, just the car rides every day, being in each other's presence. That has not been the case the last several years. 3 ball goes down for the mark. Keller an offensive rebound. Hansberry the strip. 2-on-1 with Small if they hurry. And Hansberry beats him down. Sar made them both. Utah back in front. Small against Asar. Teammates at East Carolina a couple of years ago. Now against Sharif jumps. Hansberry, good look. Give it to him.
As BYU's last 8 points in a game-high 18 does Fus Traore. And Hansberry finally gets a
send a double. BYU has nothing but shooting surrounding him. So it's almost like you're forced to allow him to play one-on-one because you'd rather him score 2s than 3s to be knocked down.
Hansberry, nice move, spins to his left off the wing.
Reynolds trips on the court monster. Harris tries to go shoulder to shoulder. Hansberry right there, and then whirls in and back. Diallo down low, surrounded by 3 defenders up top. It's White for 3. TCU still without a triple in this game, and it's Small that starts the break. Yesufu thought about it for a second. Back to Small. Inside, Hansberry finds the angle and gets the foul.
Some nice activity for TCU in those last about 5.5 minutes of that first half.
The largest lead of this game was 22 for West Virginia. TCU, you start to generate a couple of stops, all of a sudden your confidence is at a completely different level than it was in the first.
Good slip by Akani.
Outside, Hansberry, the open 3, and the response rattles in.
Extra help as he was trying to go to Uday underneath the rim.
It's now 9 turnovers for TCU. Hansberry picks up the dribble. 10 to shoot. Harris Strong drive into the paint. Dumps it off, small pocket pass, Hansberry under the rim. How about the
starting five? Christian Anderson gets his first start of his young career. Toppins three, back rim, and a long rebound to West Virginia. Hansberry coming off a big game last time. Williams, tough turnaround, short. Hansberry claims it for the Mountaineers, and Small pushing the pace. Hansberry gets loose. Williams trailing three. It's off the mark.
And one and done. No second chance opportunity.
It's Hansberry spinning and scoring. The Mountaineers have survived a couple of scoring droughts here in the first half, doing it with their defense.
Javon Small back in there, playing with those two fouls.
Hansberry
Crowd out of it. No big plays so far in this game for Texas Tech. So control these last 4 minutes, go into the half with a lead.
And you can just sense there's a Red Raider storm moving in. Small. They flash a double team. Hansberry lines up a triple. He got it. And maybe that led to the slow start. They were stagnant at times offensively. He's out with an ankle injury. That's 15 points per game on your bench if you're the Red Raiders.
Yeah, 45% from three, so that stretches the defense. Another guy you got to close out on.
West Virginia basketball. 9 to shoot. Here's Hansberry, who's had the hot hand. Working on Walton. Spins, fires, and delivers.
Who's getting a chance to inject some energy into this Bearcat lineup.
The West Virginia starting five, all transfers. Darren DeVries, first-year head coach, had to remake this roster on the fly, and he's done an excellent job doing so. First shot is good from our skip pass. They got to go. Powell knows it, fires from top of the key, and it's off the mark. Offensive rebound, West Virginia.
Another one by Amani Hansberry, the transfer from Illinois.
Here's Hansberry again from beyond the arc.
Promise coming into this season has not played as well as we thought, but they certainly need him in the final 6 games of the season. The junior from South Jersey. Now Dylan Mitchell has the Javon Small responsibility.
Hansberry doing work down low from the left side.
He's got himself. He's got such command of the dribble that he can get anywhere he wants.
There's the pocket pass. Hansberry finishes.
Nicely done. Even the first game.
He has 13 now, and we are tied at 50. The 6th tie of the night. Hansberry. What a night for Amani. Handball play out of bounds.
Yes. And pressure by by the Bearcats. Good outlet.
Hansberry. He's been so sure-handed with the basketball tonight.
They're going to trap him again.
Someone's open.
Not for long.
Hansberry working on Mitchell. Look at the left hand from number 30.
Mid-range jumper rims off. Harris up top for O'Connor. Oh, what a feed to Hansberry.
And that's where, because he just continued to climb and continue to work and get better, stay at a program for multiple years and just continue to put your head down and work on your craft. And as you continue to get better, now you're in big moments.
West Virginia still hasn't scored in the overtime period. Now or never for the Mountaineers. 90 seconds to play. Hansberry over Omier, who has to be careful with 4 fouls.
Shoot the basketball well.
Pull up 17-footer in and out. It was a good shot, and the rebound is pulled down by Tenner.
Benner leading the break. A little shake and bake with his shoulders.
See the way they're playing Harris, playing off of this. Not a three-point grip. A great pass to Hansberry. You got to stunt, get back. You cannot give up the corner three.
Stewart has 8 points in this ball game. He's had 2 massive threes. He came into this ball game with 9 points overall for the season. And Hansberry with a little answer for the baseline. Season, postseason championships, and 4 NCAA championships.
I'll tell you this. I've seen BYU. I was in the Mountain West with Steve Alford at New Mexico with Jimerson. You remember that guy? They had some big-time players. And then they go to the WCC and battle Gonzaga. And now they're in the Big 12. If you've never been to the Marriott Center to see the games, you don't know college basketball. It is a very difficult place to play basketball.
Harris bounce pass underneath Hansberry.
Off that curl, he's got to either take the floater or pull up because they're not going to allow him. Again, they're not going to allow him as they're backing up to drop that dime to the post guy. When you get that drop coverage like that, you got to punish him as a guard.
Small got some daylight. Hansberry 10-footer. It's good.
Jeans, because he's a very intelligent player. In West Virginia, the fans are a little uneasy early.
West Virginia coming off the loss against TCU on the road. They've lost 4 of 5. Amani Hansberry. College basketball had the blue tent like the NFL. Gabe Madsen would have been in it during the timeout there. Takes a seat on the bench. Utah's now missed their last 6 field goals, and they're scoreless the last 3.5 minutes of play. Hansberry left wide open. That one is drained.
Keep winning, and then we will have enough done throughout the year to get in.
Lovering displaying why he's a 41% free throw shooter on the season. Just bricked those two from the stripe. Good feed, Small inside. Hansberry, nice touch.
But Small got bumped in the corner, and Madsen doesn't need a lot of time. That was a good reaction.
Gabe Madsen, his 4th year with Utah after playing as a freshman at the University of Cincinnati.
And Utah back in the 2-3 zone, using that length at the top.
Hansberry got below the zone.
They'll go zone, they'll go man, they'll double ball screens. They have a variance of defenses. Now they're just going straight man, full court.
Joseph Yesufu into the game, guarded up top by Jake Wallin. Good look at the half-court set from that camera angle, too. Really spread out with Lovering sitting in the defense in the middle. Little pick and roll, and Hansberry delivers.
So far for West Virginia.
53-46 for West Virginia. 4 players for the Mountaineers making up 43 of the 53 points. Yesufu, Okani, Small, and Hansberry. Here in the midway point of our second half.
Harris slipped open for a half second, but Hansberry missed him.
Hansberry instead takes a 3, knocks it down.
Looking in the mirror when they look at their opponent.
Very similar styles, makeup, personnel, offensive rebound, put back Amani Hansberry.
Because there have been very few fast break opportunities for the Bearcats. That's the #1 time when you've got to look for the ball.
8th turnover on Cincinnati. West Virginia has just 3. So hard to get offensive momentum when you're giving up fast break opportunities like that.
I saw a stat that I really like. I'm going to hold it for a second.
Yeah, hold it for the Okani. Small to his left this time. Puts it off inside. Hansberry muscles it up and in over Dave.
For 9 from the field with 1 rebound. Versus BYU, 1 rebound again. He's got 1 rebound in this game, but they need some points. They're down 12, and at this pace, West Virginia's, they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah. Small to Hansberry. Small talking about shouting out the directions, pointing at his teammates. Tries to spin that one inside. Hansberry saves it from going out of bounds and finishes with the...
But Javon Small, they really smothered him with different looks, schemes, and different bodies as well.
Foul called on L.J. Cryer. That's his 2nd. Quick whistle coming out to start the second half goes against the Cougars. Here's Small. O'Connor dumps it off inside. That's Hansberry's first bucket to the locker room. Not a great sign. Javon Small struggling with that knee injury. KJ Tenner came in his place. Finds Amani Hansberry. Hansberry the drive. Left hand finish. Happy to see that man with the basketball back out on the floor. Let's see what he can do with that knee injury. Pointing out instructions, trying to get his teammates to go where he wants. It's the feed inside.
Oh, bring it back down. Small has his sights set on the rim. Onyenso comes over late. Hansberry right there to clean it up.
There's an adjustment after halftime that's made. They might be calling it tighter. They might be letting you play a little bit more. You have to feel that as a player, both offensively and defensively, and adjust accordingly. That's the game within the game that gets lost a lot of times. You can complain all you want.
Here's Freeman again. That shot won't go, and Small takes it off the glass. Freeman, someone to watch after suffering a knee injury on Saturday as Amani. Yeah, we asked him what he did to try to prepare for the hangover, and he said there's not much you can do tangibly. He's got to keep talking about it. They talked about it a lot as Hansberry cuts through and lays it in. Early told us he was concerned about live ball turnovers of late. The last two have been dead ball turnovers, but I don't think they make him feel any better, and neither does that as Hansberry.
5 for Jones early on. 25 points in a dominant win over Kansas earlier this week. Joseph Yesufu out there for West Virginia, along with the freshman KJ Tenner at the 2 guard spots. Here's Amani Hansberry. Got the 3.
I love the consistency.
Four minutes to play in the first half. There's really been no rhythm for West Virginia at this end of the floor. Here's Small against Watson. O'Connor up top. Hansberry contested. Got it. All that goes out the window.
Chucky, it's hard. And I was playing when it was press Virginia for 40 minutes when you had Javon Carter and Dexter Miles, pressuring you in your grill for the whole game. So imagine the crowd and the press.
Hansberry got it.
Jefferson brought his arms down. That's a clear foul.
Been stripped from behind too before that play, before he even got there. Hansberry, deep one.
Pryor 6 points at the break, 9 to start the second half. This has been a really well-coached game on both sides.
Yeah, it has.
First ever meeting between these two coaches. Hansberry lines up a triple, and he drills it. Pryor turning the corner, circling out to Sharp, sidestep 3. The rebound, West Virginia.
Yeah, really good rotation defensively for West Virginia in that possession.
West Virginia is winning the second half by 3. The margin is 10. They opened the second half on an 8-0 run. They were bothered by some foul trouble with their bigs in the first half. 8 to shoot. O'Connor's in some trouble. Terminates and finds Small deep in the timer. Hansberry, another 3. He got that one as well. 19 points for Juwan Roberts.
Coming off a game against Oklahoma State where he had 20 points and 11 rebounds.
Next basket will give him a new season high. Small double out high. Hansberry turning the corner, throwing it up, breaking it in, and one.
Amani and step back, and Darren DeVries' team's playing much better defense here in the second half.
Remember, West Virginia's top 20 in the country in field goal percentage defense, scoring defense, and blocks. And
not in November and December, but in February and March. And I suspect that if you ask Kelvin Sampson, he'd say this team is right on schedule.
They have gotten so much better. And this is not a lamb tonight. West Virginia's a really good basketball team as Hansberry gets freed up at the doorstep.
And I was impressed, but I'll tell you what, this kid is a baller.
West Virginia basketball. Hansberry one-on-one with the guard in the post, and he goes right to the rack.
Great poise, right? Looked over his left shoulder, looked to see if it does.
Right now.
And Ruffin still drains the three.
That was good defense. Harris was right in his face and much needed, but confident with Ruffin on the perimeter.
Ruffin's 7th made 3 of the season. Hansberry working inside against Dak, and he scores.
Not jog back against Arizona. They are too fast, too good, and they want to attack. Right now, they're smelling blood.
13-point advantage. First bucket. Small on Love. 2 of the top 3 scorers in the Big 12. Hansberry for 3. Back-to-back buckets.
Just a horrible play, though, by West Virginia. Not being able to inbound the ball on their own, underneath their own basket. Nobody cutting hard on that possession.
Hansberry for 3. West Virginia needed that.
5. Pulling into WVU Coliseum. This place is beautiful. There isn't a bad seat in the house. Everyone's a chair back. Student section's great. I absolutely fell in love with this place as soon as I walked in. It just felt like college basketball history.
Nice. Hansberry, well. Didn't hear the carrier dome on your references.
Oh, 7-2 West Virginia and 2-7 Bethune-Cookman. The opening tip goes the way of the Mountaineers in all white, visiting Wildcats in black from head to toe.
The Wildcats are going to start in the man-to-man. They will do a lot of switching 1 through 4 in that man-to-man defense.
Great feed from the guard, Javon Small, down low.
They can play at this level if necessary.
5-3 after Freeman makes the free throw. Mountaineers in front. They're looking for their 8th win on the season. They're coming off a 79-45 victory over North Carolina Central. In that game, the Mountaineers had 51 bench points. That made the difference. Great feed inside from Powell and a finish from Hansberry. Near side baseline.
Hey. Boy, very aggressive man-to-man by Bethune-Cookman.
Hansberry for 3.
Done is because they have out-hustled West Virginia here in the last 3 minutes.
Mountaineers have not scored in that stretch, going 0 for 5 from the floor. Hansberry on the low block, working against Carlero Martin. Hook shot is good. Shooter on the roster. Carlero Martin might have had it deflected there by Small.
He did.
Harris with a great crossover. Hansberry inside. He scores it.
Boy, they
0 here against former NBA All-Stars who are collegiate head coaches.
Well, you know, guys like Reggie Theus and Pat, they can bring so much to the table for young men to let them grow and say, hey, here's what needs to be done for you to be successful in life, not just basketball.
Great feed from Small. Hansberry gets the membership role.
Things. They're 7th in the country in turnovers forced per game and 8th in steals. Harris a 3 off the back iron. There's an offensive board for Eduardo Andre, making an impact early. Harris to Hansberry. He'll try the long shot. It's up and good for West Virginia because not only is there no Tucker DeVries out indefinitely for West Virginia, but the league is familiar with Javon Small.
That's
coming
exactly
by the way of
right.
Oklahoma State. Hansberry for 2. Small gets over the timeline with 2 seconds to spare. Sincere Harris. Double team comes. He'll hook it back to Small. Underneath Hansberry. Nice fake. And the 2.
DeVries kicks it out for Small. And again on the pump fake. Short, but an offensive rebound. They go inside. One of the first paint touches. That's Amani. Hansberry. Scored 31 against Gonzaga, 26 against Louisville. Long pass, somehow completed and laid in by Hans.
Missed 4 shots, and they have offensive rebounded 6 of them. No, that's no second chance points. Second chance points, 6 points. I'm sorry. That was our first communication. I was trying to give you the hand signal. Well, we've been here for a whole week already. We have one mistake there. Oh, Hansberry with a nice 3 of their last 4, and likely to fall out of the rankings next week for the first time in 61 weeks. That is the 4th longest streak in the country. After falling to Oklahoma yesterday, we'll have to wait and see. Certainly a win here today would help matters. Hansberry hits us. This is also giving Tucker DeVries a little more time. Yep. Small finds Hansberry, takes a bump. Love turns it over. That's the 11th of the day, and Hansberry with the along with Caleb Love's last shot. Trey Towns has been the go-to guy for Arizona. Tommy Lloyd has run a lot of stuff to get him the basketball with a quality catch where he can be effective. Hope the 2 fan bases weren't coming down here to relax this week. This has been some heart-stopping stuff. Hansberry, nice turn inside. He's a rim runner, lob catcher, drop-off putback guy. Good rebound by Edwards. Small, the whip pass inside to Hansberry as he wrapped it around. That's a 2 for Rain Smith. What is he doing inside there, Debbie? 56 career 2-point baskets. Showing he's more than just a 3-point threat. ISO. Hansberry got it, jump hook. Now a couple of steals for the Mountaineers. Right away to start the half, Coach DeVries puts the ball in Tucker's hands to initiate the offense. They got to get him free for a couple of looks. 1/2 away from a spot in the finals and a date tomorrow with Oklahoma or Arizona. Hansberry for 3, and both sides want to. And in a game like this, as we've mentioned, shrinks the possessions. The court shrinks. Yep. You've got to execute in the quarter court offensively. Yeah, so mark it down. West Virginia just took 2 timeouts in the media timeout window. So just that 1 remaining for the final 11 minutes. Hansberry got a look, and he'll catch it in. He's going to let it fly. You got to have high hands on. You got to be there on the catch. See how Payson Pryor jumps to make that switch. He's jumping out of the passing lane. Trying to get a steal. Hansberry, he can drop the 3 on. For Gonzaga, they have 5 guys in double figures. They average 93 points per game. That's 6th best in the country coming into the week. Ajayi brings some size to that Tucker DeVries matchup. That's going to be one to watch. After a deflection. And that's West Virginia's game. If they're going to be in this, they've got to be disruptive. They've got to make it uncomfortable, and they've got to pick their spots when they trap and when they double. It's Tucker DeVries at the 4 right now, and he's capable of playing 2, 3, or 4 in this system. Probably 5 as well. Hansberry working that short roll to perfection. Nice for the bench. Bring a couple more bigs in at 6'10". It's Ben Gregg, and at 6'10", Braden Huff. Now along the front line. Hansberry, oh, he's feeling it early. Got another one. Can the Mountaineers engineer what Louisville did in our first game today and pull off the big upset? They beat number 14 Indiana. Here is Hansberry, Amani, the leading scorer in that first half for West Virginia. They're leading now 12 points with Small at 13 points to lead the way. 3 would tie it here. Zags have 7 turnovers, too bad. Uncharacteristic. They lead the nation in that cap. Second in the nation, only 8 a game. They're already at 7. Hansberry unattended on the switch. Durham and Chapel Hill. West Virginia shooting better than 60% here in the second half to come back from a
Mountaineers pushing tempo. Small in the corner. Almost got the roll. Hansberry puts it back.
Iona out of that man-to-man pressure full court because it was giving West Virginia too many good looks.
Here's Javon Small. Across to Hansberry for 3.
And that's what.
Just 24% in the ball game. They've not converted a field goal in 3 minutes. Meanwhile, Small misses the 3 long. Harris will reset it here for WVU. DeVries around to Okani. Open look here for Hansberry. Yes! Tough second half.
I think you can give 2 guys that block.
DeVries. Hansberry cleans it up.
This team settled in the first half. West Virginia essentially with an entirely new roster this year. We mentioned DeVries and Javon Small, a big piece. He'll be running the point for the Mountaineers, an experienced guard.
But I'm sure that'll go down as a shot because it hit the rim.
West Virginia with a man advantage. Hansberry follows it up as in the paint and hit an 87% clip. Small off the screen. Found the space, goes all the way, and the follow-up slam from Hansberry. Saw the pump the brakes hand signal there from Tucker DeVries to Javon Small. No need to rush. Mountaineers up 15. He's back into the second half. Sincere Harris has got 2 fouls, but he's out here to start. Half number 2. Hansberry for 3. Ball kicked it. Harris. Powell. Oh, that was smooth. Short grabs his own rebound. Oh, nice find. Hansberry. 66-59.
And a little full court pressure, full court man.
West Virginia's got to be careful here.
You've got to be aggressive on offense. Come and meet every pass.
Sincere Harris over midcourt. Bleed the clock out here, Bake. Is that the approach?
Yep. You want to get a good shot. You don't want to take it down too far, but you can't just sit on it yet. It's still too early.
Eyes on the shot clock by Small. DeVries, it's that set off the screen. Hansberry with 4 on the shot clock. Going to go all the way himself. Nice footwork. That time from Plett and DeVries over midcourt for the Mountaineers. Tucker DeVries, 6'7" senior forward. Will be a 2,000-point scorer in college basketball by the time his career is over. Came into West Virginia with 1,867. Hansberry turns and kisses it in. Good finish there in the transfer portal last season. Off the front of the rim, he'll grab the rebounds. And again, the only player in D1 basketball last year to get 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.5 steals. Hansberry open, he'll take it and make it. Small again, do it himself. Can't finish that time, but Hansberry's there for the putback. Fulgaris left it short at the rim, and the Tippmann wouldn't go either. Points left at the rim by Robert Morris.
Yeah, West Virginia didn't give up on that.
And a 4-point swing.